there?
Yes.
Yeah, oh gosh, I just when I got the script first, it when I auditioned for the part, it was just a scene not actually from the show, and there were some interesting scenes. And then when I actually got hold of the script, I was really excited by the character. She's such an unusual, um, almost absurd character. She makes me laugh because she's completely demented now. I mean, she's gone from somebody who's frightened and rather enterprising and calculating to almost a crypto Nazi. I mean, she's totally deranged. She's almost sociopathic now. It's really fun to play.
And when you were first cast in the role as Lydia, were you familiar with the show at all, and were you a fan of it before you actually began appearing on it? And how did you really prepare for the role once you were cast in it overall?
I when I got the part, I'd heard of the show, and I knew how critically acclaimed it was, and I'd heard how brilliant it was, but I hadn't actually seen it. And then I got the part, and then I thought, oh gosh, I was too worried to watch it in case it was too intimidating to walk on set, and I kind of wanted to see the faces of the actors fresh, and kind of feel like I was still in work with the script rather than coming out of it and seeing it as a TV show. I wanted to sort of stay within the context. But of course, when I got there to Albuquerque and shot my first day, and I was asking one of the actors, Jonathan Banks, who plays Mike, I was asking what's the relationship between this character and that character, and who was best friend, and he asked me all these questions, and he said, "Have you not seen the show?" And I said, "No, I haven't." And he said, "Go and watch the show, come back to me, and we'll have a conversation. You're gonna like it. It's pretty good." So then I went and watched the show, and I think I watched it all in like 4 days. I mean, I must have been high in crystal meth, but I watched it so fast. Yeah.
And this current season, it was split into two parts. The first half was played last year, and then the remainder of it is currently playing now. So, did you film the entire season all at once? And if not, how did you really stay in Lydia's mindset through that period overall?
That's a good question. No, because we filmed it separately, and we filmed it started last spring throughout the summer, and then this year we started in, I think it was December, and we shot right through to April. Um, so yeah, there was a good 5 months or so that I wasn't Lydia, but I kind of kept her on the back on the back burner. I'm sure my husband would testify to that I was a little amped up, because the character of Lydia, she kind of vibrates a rather high pitched frequency. She's like constantly in fight or flight mode, and I feel like a little bit of that may have stayed with me, and I really hope I didn't take it out on my family.
And one of the main relationships that Lydia has on the show is with Walter. So, what is it about her relationship with him that you really enjoy, and what is your working relationship with Bryan Cranston, who plays Walter on the show, like?
I felt very comfortable straight away with Bryan Cranston because he's just so down to earth and laid back and easygoing and extremely absurdly talented. I mean, he's a bit of an inspiration as a person because he's so profoundly talented and yet so clever and lovely in real life, and so warm and friendly, and also just sees the light in situations. He's always pointing out the humor of a situation, um, but then it really helps you, uh, find stuff about your character. When he was directing, I found him incredibly supportive. He's just a lovely, lovely guy. Yeah.
And one of the other main actors on the show is Aaron Paul, who plays Jesse, and he helps Walter with his business. So, what's it like working with Aaron as well on the set overall?
sweetheart. He really is. When I met him and his fiance at the time, who he's now married to, I just thought, well, they're such a lovely couple, and just he's so warm and friendly. And then in one of the takes when we were filming in the underground bunker, he got the giggles. It was just so cute because I don't know, because he's just got such a sweet face, and even when he's supposed to be um, worried about my character and kind of wanting my character possibly to be dead, but trying to get the truth of the situation, and he got the giggles, and yeah, he's an incredibly sweet, warm, lovely guy as well. Yeah, everybody on that show is just really, really honest and truthfully lovely, lovely people.
And are there any details about the rest of the season that you can discuss overall?
Um,
Mm-hmm.
gosh, I can't. It's so rubbish. I've been trying to do these interviews with them, saying something without saying anything. It's kind of silly. I guess I could say that for my character anyway, she becomes, if she's not already, she becomes morally bankrupt. She's gone from ordering this massacre and walking through the bodies in her high heels. Things probably I could say that they go from bad to worse. She's becoming a clean cut, bonkers sociopath who's now not necessarily being mistaken for a rational human being. I mean, I think people are seeing that she's not quite right. She's not very well.
And like you mentioned earlier, the show is really critically acclaimed overall and has been nominated for several Emmy Awards this year. So, what's that feeling like knowing that audiences and fans really embrace the show overall and really enjoy watching it?
Well, I feel incredibly grateful to be a part of it, and in a way, I still feel like an observer because I joined the show only last year, and I feel like I've gate crashed this amazing party. But I'm delighted to be kind of along for the ride. But it feels very surreal, and yeah, I feel incredibly fortunate.
And besides Breaking Bad, you've appeared on several other television shows in your career, such as Talk to Me. And so, what's it about television that you really enjoy working on it so much overall?
What has been my favorite shows to work on? Did you say?
Yes, and what is it about TV overall that you also really enjoy overall as well?
Well, I mean, I love doing films and TV, but I do love the long running aspects of American television. I like that you can get to relax and become a family with the people you're working with. That appeals to me. Although it's lovely to shoot a film and get in, get out, and make hopefully good film, but gosh, I just love TV as a medium as well. I mean, it's the writing is so good right now. I mean, the quality is astounding, and yeah, I think it's a really, and there's more interesting female roles than there were 10 years ago even, and I think it's a good time right now. Yeah.
And having grown up in Scotland and also working there as well, what's the experience of maybe acting there as opposed to acting in America? Are there any similarities or differences overall in in both countries?
Well, certainly the shows in the UK, when you get a TV show, it usually only runs for maybe 3 to 6 episodes. So it's so different. I mean, it's so much shorter. Um, so yeah, you'd be finished in 3 months, whereas in America it's so much more long running, at least 13 episodes, sometimes 22, and that's incredibly different. Also, what else? I don't know. I can't think of it. That's the big main difference I can think of right now. Yeah.
And besides television, you've also worked in theater in Scotland as well, and you trained in theater there as well. So, what is it about theater that you enjoy so much overall? And would you be interested in maybe going back to doing a play in the future?
I used to love doing plays when I was at drama school and stuff, but I developed a fear of it as when I was in my 20s, and I haven't been back on stage since I was like 21 or something. Um, I hope eventually I will get back on stage, but I haven't done it for ages. Yeah, I've got a little bit of a fear of blanking, but yeah.
And besides acting, do you have any interest in maybe trying directing, whether for plays or television or films in the future, or are you just more interested in the acting side right now?
Well, I used to be interested in directing, and I was going to direct a short film, and then I, I really, I've kind of, I feel like I don't want to direct anymore. I just want to act, because when I see what's involved, and when I was really looking, or considering doing it, and I really looked and watched and sort of pretended to shadow someone as they were directing, I thought, oh my god, this is a nightmare, and I think I would just get extremely stressed. People asking me how should this be done and how should that be done. I think I would end up going, I don't know. So it's not for me. I'm very happy acting, and I have no plans to direct.
And my last question I wanted to ask you is, besides Breaking Bad, do you have any upcoming projects lined up, whether another TV show or films that you can discuss?
Well, I have two films coming out. I think one of them comes out in November, and that's called The Sisterhood of Night, and it's basically a modern retelling of The Crucible. And the other one, oh my God, what's it called? Jesus. Wish You Well. It stars Ellen Burstyn, and I'm not sure if that has a release, but then I don't know when that's coming out. But meanwhile, I am totally slacking here in Scotland. I'm just hanging out with friends and family. My daughter's at a trapeze class right now, learning to fly through the air, and I'm watching her and having heart attacks, little mini heart attacks. So no, I don't. I'm just chilling right now.
Okay, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate